I mean, etch their names in the annals of history.
What?
ANN. Good morning from Newcastle Motorsports Park. Dad's going to be kicking off 15 in the Legends class, Kacy 15 in the Master class. Both dropped the ball a little bit to where they could have been in the top 10, but here we are. Shout out to Levi, who will be back at the track later on today after a scary incident. He was held at the hospital for overnight observation. We've been told from our sources that he will be returning to the track. Also, shout out to all the Newcastle drivers today. A lot of people up front looking to make some, you know, I mean, etch their names in the annals of history.
What?
ANN.
So here we are on a beautiful morning of the CKNA Grand Nationals 7. The morning warm-ups are over. The roar of the engines has stopped. I'm standing in a moment of tranquility in front of a cornfield, contemplating what I've seen and anticipating what is to come. And I just think about everything here together, all the ingredients and the skill, and you need something to bring that all together. And with that, I will say that we are here at the modeling clay of go-kart racing, Newcastle Motorsports Park.
The morning walk with Dad.
And what I have seen this weekend, at times, in spite of aggression and passion and emotion and adrenaline, is some incredible displays of artistry. Precision passes. You see lines of karts, not just one driver, but 20 and 30 drivers going too wide through 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 turns and never touching a wheel. And that probably can't be appreciated unless you've really sat in the kart and know how hard that is to do. There's been some mistakes, there's been some wrecks, but the skill level here is really what makes it special. And this event is just something that is so cool to be a part of, and really appreciate the environment, the atmosphere, the people, the facility, the organization. It just is a hard thing to comprehend and beat. And there will probably be a moment tonight where everything is packed up and put away. I'll be glad it's over, but I think I'll wake up tomorrow and be a little melancholy that I don't have this thing on the horizon anymore. Just been a spectacular event, and hopefully everybody goes off and is safe in their races today.
We're heading up right now to grid Dad for the final. Ben, give me your thoughts on Dad's race here.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you guys can look at the attire today. It wasn't by accident. A lot of mentors in my life, none greater than the leader, undisputed leader of the Mushroom Kingdom, Toad. Also, all-time greatest racer in the history of fiction and nonfiction. I was just hoping to inspire a little confidence today from the boys. You know, there may not be any red shells or bananas out there today, but I'm sure Dad will find his way, you know, around the track, doing what he can on his own. So, you know, we played a lot of Mario Kart growing up. I'm expecting those skills to come back into play today, and I think this was my way of getting that out of Dad today. All the things I've taught him, you know, on the track and you know, behind the controller, I think is going to come into play. So I have a lot of expectations. I was just telling him right here, you can see that's where he'll go whenever he finishes on the podium for the top 5. So he's prepared. You know, he knows all that he has to do. He's just got to stay clean, and I expect the top 5.
There you have it.
Getting ready for the finals. I'm starting 15th out of 40. So I had 3 pretty consistent races, but I was really confident going into this race. The third video, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to recover, of the third heat race, I was really competitive, and I ran right in a line with, I think it was from like, you know, 4 or 5 on back were right in a line, and I had a couple of mistakes that cost me positions in that race where I was borderline. I think I was 10th or 11th at one time, but there was a scrum back there, and you could see just carts come flying in from the left, going through the grass on the infield. And so starting 15th and already, and I knew there would be some chargers, but I was hoping for a better start. But I'll bet I've gone, a couple of them spun, but look at this, it just won't stop. Please, somebody make it stop. And it's not done yet here in lap 1 as we're heading here into the cell tower. I'm able to stop the bleeding right here a little bit, and but I don't know. I probably went from 15th back to 22nd or something like that, just based on that start and all the chaos there in turn 2. Those carts coming through really had an angle, it seemed like, given people were checking up in front, and that little shortcut didn't seem to cost them much speed, and they leveraged that into you know, some aggressive driving, and I mean aggressive in a positive way. They just made good things happen, made lemonade out of lemons, I guess. One of the things that you can see in that video right there, really improved on the cut through, and I looked out there, but I don't think I was really too serious about it. But again, you can see a line of carts. I'm still probably running 20th to 22nd, and I've got really good speed. I mean, I was looking for ways to get by people here, and really felt like there was, in this group at least, the kart was able to run with any of them, and I was hoping to make some things happen. But right here, Kevin gets off a little bit, and give him a push here into the scoreboard, and now we head into the Monza, and Kevin's got a little steam coming out of the helmet. Really good driver, and just look at that move right there. He's able to tuck it down on the inside, but the 5 is a competitive driver, and there they kind of get into each other and open the door for me. And you know, I felt like that they'd be back at any point, but now I'm looking to try and track down the group in front of me. And this final was odd. The group in front of me, this interval right here just about drove me crazy, because I just could not seem to gain that 1 or 2 tenths a lap to get right to their bumper to make things happen. And it's the same thing. If I have a good cell tower hairpin, I'm right there, but there's the off-track excursion, and you can see the carts behind me come piling in, and I really got lucky. You can see the gap they closed, but I had created enough of a gap that they couldn't get there, and I was just glad the tires held. Kids and my wife told me that I threw quite a bit of dust back there, and I could feel it in 2, but we're able to hold them off. But the amazing thing was, in spite of that, when Kacy flips the camera here to the front, because they were racing, I think I'd actually closed in a little bit, so maybe I should have gone off track a couple more times to try and get to these folks. But in truth, had that not happened, I'd probably be right there on the bumper now, and maybe looking to make some things happen. My buddy Todd up there, he's going to get the meatball flag here in a little bit. He was He was wicked fast. You could see his kart just dancing behind folks as he was looking to make a move, and he hooked a bumper front to back, and it ripped his back off, and he ended up having to head to the sidelines. But it was fun. Had a good view of him racing and these 4 karts in front. It was very even, and just trying to pull back in on him just a hair, and it was so close. Woke up Monday morning after it was over, and first thing, I was tired, but the second thing was I just wished I had these last 4 laps back to hit my marks better, give me one more chance to try and move here, because by this time, with some of the attrition that had happened, the kart 4 in front of me is 10th place, and a top 10 finish was that close for me. And there were times where I could just almost get there and reach out and touch the bumper, but then just the consistency, and that's what we wrestle with. Just a slight change from my mindset, and I'm up on the wheel, and I overdrive a corner. I'm not smooth, or carry wide, whatever it is, and just enough of a difference that with this type of competition, you can't afford it. There's an example. Little high entry into scoreboard, and just look at the way they got me there, and just just want to take your head and drag it on the pavement at that point, because you were so close, and you just can't afford to do those things. There's somebody getting off, and I'm able to grab a position, and I actually think that that white helmet up there is still 10th place. So it's a great event, well run. It's exciting to be a part of. In the heats in the feature, people were aggressive, to be sure, but I thought also for the most part pretty clean. And that's what you come there to race for. There goes Todd after he'd lost his bumper. And so now I'm sitting 13th, and just doing what I can to try. Actually, I'm 14th. I forgot about this. Joe Mason, who had it's too bad because Joe was very fast, and I think he popped a bead on a tire or something went flat, and just too bad because he had a top 10 and really had earned it. Didn't practice at all. Came out and qualified, and there he took it into the top 10. So really good performance by Joe. Hate to see that flat tire. And last corner of the event, and heading down, and wasn't close enough to make it. Ended up finishing 13th. So great event. We had just a ton of fun, not only on the track but off the track. And right now, I think you can sign me up for next year. The Grands, it's known to be hard on your equipment, and we're no exception. We've lost 3 this weekend. It's an expensive weekend.
How you feeling, Case?
Good.
A goal?
Same thing as last time. Just get through the first lap. I can start racing.
Yeah.
I love a top 10.
I would too. But I think first lap is a hard enough goal. Races are ridiculous.
Here we are at the finals, and was supposed to start 15th, but ended up moving up a spot to 14th, and I can't even remember why. But here I am starting behind Amber, and I was just so happy to see Amber be able to show the speed that she has, and it was just really awesome to see. She was fast all weekend, raced around her a lot. So here, get off to a nice clean start. Here to the left of the screen, you're going to see a legend pop into view right here, number 53, Mr. Cassidy. It's going to spend minimal time around me. Going to get by myself and Amber right here, but we're going to race through these next couple corners. And obviously, I'm just looking to move up in this race, but I really wanted to move forward because, right here, I probably pushed too hard. I got into Ryan's bumper, which hurt him, and then in turn hurt me. So I fall back in line, but I knew I had a lot of speed, and I hadn't been able to show it this whole weekend, and so I just wanted to have a good result. And right here, you're going to see Amber. She kind of gets held up a little bit through that corner, so I'm able to duck to the inside, and she makes way for me and gain a spot there and fall in behind John here. And up ahead, there's some shuffling going on. It's going to stack things up. And so I think that this is an opportunity to take a peek. John gives me room, not able to complete it, but I'm going to try to hang on to the inside here just to see if I can make something happen, but I can't. And so I'm going to end up tucking in behind him. And just seemed like a good time to fight because everyone's stacked up and fighting in front, so it wasn't really going to cost us too much. And right here, I was going to set him up, but I tap his bumper, which unsettles my kart, and I fall back a little bit. And so just trying to make up that ground now. And I'm going to make it up a lot faster than expected. And it just catches me off guard right here. Like, I'm not sure what happened, how I hit his bumper like that. And it just sucks. I took out 56, and then I took out Amber, 2 really fast karts. And I don't know. I can't really explain it. Just caught me off guard. And so went way back, and was extremely disappointed in myself. Mistakes happen, I guess, but it really sucks when you impact other people's races. And so the rest of the race was just trying to make my way back from the back here, racing with number 7, and he's going to wave me by. And it's kind of hard to drag race someone down this, but finally get up alongside him to make the move. A lot of my spots were picked up from attrition. Like, here's an example. Our buddy Todd, his race is cut short right there, and so I move up another spot. Yeah, just disappointed driving the rest of the race. Right here, I didn't even see the yellow flag waving. It clearly was there, but I didn't see it, and those guys caught me by surprise, but luckily nothing came of it. Right here, Amber's going to make a move on the 777. Just some hard racing, I think, right there. Allows me to get by the 777 and fall in line behind Amber. And at this point, I knew I took out Amber, so I was just going to push Amber. Was not going to pass her. Here, just push it too deep. A little careless. Get off track a little bit. I'm not sure what that hand gesture was. Don't even remember. But get back by the 777 here, and just definitely some frustration in my driving. Here, the 914, looking to make a move on him, but I bump his bumper at an inopportune time, and so it kind of hurts my momentum, and I'm not really there enough, and he really made sure I knew I was not there. And in the moment, I was like, all right, dude, I'm getting you here, right? It's going to happen. In hindsight, watching it now, like, he had every right to turn in on me. Like, I wasn't there. But right here, he gave way. I was just frustrated at myself. And so, yeah, just trying to pick people off where I can. Right here is Burpo. And I just kind of take a peek, but nothing really. And he just kind of has a bad hairpin, looks back and waves me on. And so move up another spot there, and ended up catching up with Amber and the 480 right here. Last lap, and man, I was just trying to get up there to Amber, just help her at least get one more spot. And so right here, I'm not going to be able to really bump her, but I'm trying to set up, but I just tap his bumper, so I couldn't come out of the corner to bump Amber, and he gets back around her, and then I'm just not able to do anything there. It's really hard to make any moves past here to the finish line, and so this is how we finished. Just so much fun, but so disappointing.
Oh my gosh, look at all this carnage.
And Stahl won it.
Yeah, it was intense. It was great.
Little recap of the weekend for you guys. Before I go into that, shout out to our boy for
this Monte Cristo Platinum Series. Comes in a little tube. Got it for my birthday. Did not need to do that for sure, but much appreciated. It smokes like a dream. Just awesome. So anyways, weekend honestly is just a lot of fun, right? I mean, Dad had a great run this weekend, and I can't say I had a great run, but I had at least some pace, and so that helps. It's just fun, guys. That event, it's crazy, it's wild, but it is just such a cool vibe, and look forward to doing it again next year. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
It's you.